All right, guys, welcome to another episode of The Shifter Show, brought to you by Elite Mototech. I've been talking about it the whole time. I've been trying to get Lenny to run their product, but he just hasn't pulled the trigger yet. Those easy pull levers, hands down, changed my ride. Use code SHIFTERCREW at checkout. Also super proud to announce our partnership with none other than Law Tigers. If you or somebody you know has been hurt or injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. Today's episode, we got Casey from Cafe's Customs. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Lenny is basically my co-host at this point. That's pretty much what we're doing here. You're easily the most requested person I've had on, without a doubt. A lot of people in Riverside County apparently fuck with the show super hard. So everybody was like, get racers on, get Casey on, get racers on, get Casey on. I was like, all right, well, we'll do it up.
Thank you to everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I met you through Lenny, obviously, and you, from what I know, kind of performance-oriented shop.
It's turned into that.
Kind of gone that direction?
I would say it's more just rider experience, because it just stems everything about the bike, but performance is kind of like taken over.
Yeah.
Or just what I've developed a reputation for.
Does that come from, like, being able to tune bikes?
I think it comes from riding the bike.
Okay.
Because at the core of it all, I'm a rider. And so it started off as a rider, then a mechanic, then over the last 3 years now transitioned into a tuner, and I crave a good riding experience.
And you're giving that to people.
Yes.
That's why they
fool
mess
you,
with
though. He is a canyon banger also.
Yeah?
Dude, oh, for sure.
Which bike out there was yours?
It's the 05 Dyna Superglide.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't
it's
expecting
rowdy.
that.
Yeah.
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 Hell yeah. How long you been riding for?
Gosh. I started riding moto when I was 11, so like 30 years.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. So,
You're 41?
yes.
You look great, dude. You're
Thank
killing
you.
the game. You're killing the game. Absolutely
Yes.
crushing it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
But yeah, like, I mean, even before, like, working on Harleys, I was always into like sport bikes and stuff like that. And it took me a while to open up to actually riding the Harleys. I worked on them for 10 years before I ever owned one.
Okay.
But I just love riding.
Were you working like at a dealer or just like?
Yeah. So I started working at the Harley dealers in 2003. And that's kind of where it all started.
But you went to school before that, though, right?
Yeah, I went to MMI in 2001 and actually started working at motorsports dealerships, the metric side, in 2001. So
Okay. So you've been in over 20 years
Oh,
in the
yeah,
motorcycle
yeah.
community. Damn. That's rad, dude.
With multiple styles of
With
bikes.
different, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to ask too. I was kind of thinking about it when I was riding down here this morning. I was like, I want to ask if he's only doing V-twin stuff, because how frustrating must it be that everybody brings him like this really slow piece of shit, and they're like, "Hey, can you try and make this fast?"
Oh yeah, it's actually fun,
I
especially
imagine
with
it's
the new
fun.
M8s. Those things are amazing.
Did that make a crazy difference for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but before I was always into the Buells and V-Rods
Okay.
on the Harley side, because those bikes could go real quick or carve the canyon well. So it's just nice to see like, the standard Harley get
Yeah.
much more performance oriented.
People are carving canyons on V-rods.
I mean, I was. I had a 2006 VRS CR.
Okay.
And that bike came stock with 15-inch rear shocks and like crazy good lean angle.
What?
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
bike
know
was
that.
sick with an inverted front end. It was actually the first Harley to have Brembo brake calipers.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't. Did it still have the forward controls?
No, they were mid controls.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know.
I didn't
that
know
was the
about
first
this.
Thing I was going to say, too, but forward controls,
Yeah,
right?
with the offset 10-spoke wheels, like, dude, that bike was sick. It's
I need
like
to go back
two-wheel
and do some
Porsche.
history
I need to go look into
lessons
this.
on this,
Yeah.
dude.
I've always kind of said that, like, because that was a liquid cool motor, right?
Oh yeah.
There was things about that bike that were really cool.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just talking about the regular V-rods, the R like V-Rod Racing.
Well,
or-
no, it was just the VRS CR. The regular V-Rod was the VRS-C.
Okay.
But yeah, this one was amazing.
It was
They only
different.
had it for like I think 2 or 3 model years.
Okay.
But it was a rad V-Rod, hydraulic clutch. Like the,
And this was an 06?
yeah, and
A little before its time, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of what I've always said is that bike was. I feel like there was things about it that were cool, you know, like, and there was just things about it that they did wrong.
yeah,
you know,
it was
like,
heavy. It was
yeah,
a heavy bike.
like because the regular ones are like low to the ground, forward
Yeah.
controls. It's like this muscle cruiser,
That
Which-
bike's fast.
which is
though,
cool. That's
too,
what I've
dude.
heard.
That
Those
bike
things
is
are
really
fast.
yeah,
Like,
you put cams in a V-Rod with a good tune, it's
it's cooking.
yeah.
No shit. What are you using to tune?
I use a couple different platforms: Techno Research, DynoJet. There's now impact wiring solutions for the new 24s, Thunder Max.
Do you have a preference? Golden question.
Techno Research is definitely one of my favorites,
Okay.
but they're not selling it in North America anymore, or at least USA. But I use DynoJet Power Vision a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a Thunder Max on my bike. I don't have any complaints about it, but I think I'm gonna make the swap. Go
Yeah,
back the other way.
or just get it like tuned and
Yeah.
dialed.
Just
But-
get it. Actually, I tried to get it tuned in Arizona, and the bike blew up on the dyno, and the guy was not happy about it. It was at Bike Week, Cave Creek.
I don't think anybody would be happy
The
about
guy was
that
not
one, dude.
stoked, so he
Yeah.
made a couple adjustments and then took my bike off. I was
Yeah,
like,
for
oh
sure.
yeah, all right, sorry, bro.
We just had this conversation actually too. Like you can have all the best parts possible, dude, and put it on your bike. That doesn't mean that your bike's gonna run how you want it to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everything has to work in together. You know what I mean? So, I mean that's where a good tuning comes into place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's all about the tune, whether it's like just a pipe and air cleaner or stage anything else. Like the tune is really like what can make the experience great or miserable.
Yeah,
Like my bike was previously tuned a long time ago, and it was when I hated it the most.
really.
Yeah, like it was only fun wide open throttle, but trying to cruise through like town or just regular riding, it was just awful. It would sneeze, it would pop, it would just like cough, it would be very unpredictable. Like you go to grab throttle and it's like, I don't know, it felt a little more like a two-stroke.
Okay.
But once you get a tune dialed, oh man, it's
on time.
ecstasy.
No shit.
Yeah.
It's almost like a new bike. It
Yeah.
really is. Like you're like riding it there, and then you drop it off, and then you get that bike back. You're like, dude,
This
can
is a
feel
totally different thing.
Everything
Yeah.
different, dude. Yeah.
The first time I ever got a bike actually tuned that had like real motor work in it, I was like, I feel like I have a power band now. Like this is a
Yeah.
completely different motorcycle.
And
Like,
then
gotta
some
keep
of the
RPMs
bikes, the
up.
power band's the entire gear,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh
Yeah, that's
Your-
not my bike.
your race bike,
Like,
Ian's old bike.
That thing is,
Yeah?
yeah, dude. That thing, it gets, dude.
Yeah?
It gets, bro.
Apparently,
Apparently, dude, I'm telling you, whatever little magic he did on it, dude, that thing was
was dialed.
way faster than it was before.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you can get these Harleys hitting like a 450 dirt bike where you just grab throttle, no clutch, front wheel pulls off the ground.
Oh yeah.
No shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you done all the work to that race bike then?
I
Has
haven't
that
done
been-
all of it, but I did the tune on it like almost 3 years ago.
Okay.
And it still rips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta get. Is that thing back at the shop yet?
We're gonna get it over
We're
there.
gonna get over there.
Yeah.
We
But,
gotta-
I mean, as far as the bike itself, dude, we just need a pipe right now, and then we're back in
Okay.
it.
Yeah, if there's any exhaust sponsors out there.
Yeah, right.
I think we've been talking with Vinny. I think
Yeah.
he's gonna hook us up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Him and Dan. I think Dan reached out to him. They've got a pretty good.
And then I even sent it in a couple of our race chats and stuff, and they're like, dude, even the pipe itself right now can get fixed up, you know, if that's worst case scenario. So
That's kind of what it sounded like. There was just one header that
Yeah.
needed to get
we'll get that finished.
redone.
No problem. We got
No
a
biggie.
lot of people behind us.
Yeah, we're gonna be all right.
be all right.
How did y'all meet?
At the dealership?
At the dealership.
At
Yeah,
Old Town
he was
Temecula?
he actually used to be the parts manager.
Yeah.
Oh, no
I was
shit.
a parts manager at Temecula Harley for
Okay.
a few years.
Yeah, and he was like the guy. Like if you didn't even know the part number, you just would tell him the shape of the part, bro. He knew exactly what
knew
the
what was
hell you
going
were
on.
talking about, dude. Like straight up, like he knows his shit, for
Dude,
sure.
having like a good parts guy is amazing.
Oh, for sure.
And it stands out. It makes a difference.
And that's what's like pretty crazy about Cafe is like he's a mechanic, he's a parts guy. Like on top of that, he's a actual rider more than anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the biggest thing right there. Is like you get mechanics, but the way we ride out there, he gets it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's a whole different thing.
that was something that was super interesting just when we started this. And I was like, yeah, so you've kind of gotten big in tuning. You're like, no, I'm really about the experience. I was
Yes.
like, I've never heard that. That's like such
Yep.
a cool way for a shop to be looking at it, that you want to give the rider a better experience.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because if you have a good riding experience, you make excuses to go ride your bike.
Mm-hmm.
But if the riding experience sucks, then like you make excuses not to ride.
That's so
and
true.
especially
That's
like
genius.
That's so true, dude.
you know, and that good riding experience can just stem even down to having like your floorboards or your pegs spaced out. So the bike needs to be comfortable. Otherwise, if it's uncomfortable 30 minutes into it, you're like, oh, this is a horrible idea.
I gotta wanna do this.
But if it's set up comfortably, you're like, man, I just want to do another tank of gas. Or I've been on rides where my bike's running so good, I'm calling my wife going like, hey, I know I'm supposed to be home tomorrow, but I kind of want to like stay out a few more days. My bike's just running good. And she's just like, don't come home till your tire's worn out.
Perfect. Do you do tires too?
Yeah.
All right. You're like, well, that's not an
Yep.
issue for me. Like, so you went from working at the dealer and then just went out on your own?
Yeah. So the whole time working at the dealer, I always did like side work.
Okay.
So I was pretty, I had like a pretty big following on the side. So, you know, I'd like work all day, then, you know, work at night or on the weekends. So it was kind of a overdue transition to open up my own shop. It took me a while to get the confidence to do it, even though, like, shout out to my wife. She's been my number one fan, and, you know, she always pushed me into doing it. So, plus, like, her family support, friends, you know, like, they all believed in me more than I did. So,
Hell yeah, dude.
so yeah.
I mean, that created the stability to make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, because it's tough, like, leaving a full-time, like, guaranteed gig, and then you're like, all right, let's see if I can make it on my own.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
no,
kind
big
of a
jump.
big.
Jump.
It was, and even like I was building out the shop while still working for the dealership. So
Okay, so they
like-
knew.
oh yeah. They ultimately found out, and you know that I gave them a nice notice and wanted to just like set them up as good as I could for when I was leaving. And it was literally like my last day was, you know, we'll just say like Saturday, and then the shop was turnkey open on Monday.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So you had it all spaced out, done up.
Oh yeah, and I was kind of worried about like, you know, I had like certain financial trajectory that I needed to hit, you know, like to be like, oh, is this gonna work or not?
Yeah.
And within like by the end of the second week, I'd already like doubled what I thought I needed to do, and I'm like, oh, this shit's gonna work.
This is gonna happen. Like, we're doing this.
Yeah. And then it's just grown into something that like I didn't even expect, you know.
Is it just you in the shop?
Yes. Except on Mondays, I got someone that comes in and helps out. Shout out to Jake. He comes and helps me out on Mondays. But
Okay.
for the most part, it's just me. Like, you know, I'm packing the website orders, like taking the customers in, doing the work.
Working
like,
on bikes, tuning bikes.
And it's not like you walk into a shop and it's like one bike's on the table, bro. Like, it's not like that at all. You walk in and there's 3 bikes that are getting done at the same damn time, dude. Like,
Trying to space it out, order parts. All right, I go back over here. Like,
Yeah, no, it can be challenging, but, you know, it's so worth it because I get to do things now that I never thought I would get to do in a shop, or when I was in a shop, things I would suggest or want to do, like, you know, that just it wouldn't go over well. And now I just do stuff to people's bikes before I even ask sometimes.
you're like, it's gonna need this.
But I'm like, your experience is going to be so much better. Trust me.
Yeah, executive decision here.
Yes,
we're putting
yes.
this on the bike.
And a lot of times clients love it, you know,
Yeah.
because then they don't even have to think about it, or they're like, oh, dude, I'm stoked. You just
Yeah.
went ahead and did that. You know?
And a lot of these guys probably don't know some of the things. You're like, hey man, you're gonna need this.
yep.
Oh, yeah. A lot of times clients, they think they want something, but they really need something else. So I'll let them tell me what they want, and then I'll give them what they need.
It makes sense.
And then the bike responds how it's supposed to. Then it's a thing where it's like they're like, all right, now I see what you were talking
Yeah.
about. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
I've heard that like with when the M8s came out, like you put a cam in there and a good tune, and you just see ridiculous changes.
Oh, yeah.
Like
any bike,
immediately. Yeah.
even like a 88 twin cam, like a cam and a tune, every bike needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just off the rip. Is that like your recommended starting?
Yeah, or even there's plenty of bikes with just a pipe and an air cleaner, like with a good tune. Then there's some people who don't even need the cam, you know, because a good tune and the bike's just gonna pull no matter what size motor it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like all boils down to the tune.
And they start when these bikes come like from the factory, they're super lean, right?
Yeah, I mean they're within regulations.
Okay.
You know, so but once you like get them to where they should be, you can get cooler engine temperatures, better fuel economy, and a whole lot better riding experience, along with way more passing power. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to downshift a gear; you just roll on the throttle.
And you're getting out of there.
Oh yeah.
I've been debating this ultra cool thing.
Oh dude, that's
There ain't no more debate no more.
Really?
shout out to JJ. He's the owner of Ultra Cool. Every Harley that's air cooled should have an Ultra Cool.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna make a fool of myself, but I've heard like from 210 to 230, you can set it within that range or something like that.
So typically your engine oil temperature will be over 300 degrees. With an Ultra Cool, it can help keep it regulated around 235.
Okay. That's the
which is
numbers.
massive difference. The
Yeah.
oil's not breaking down as fast. Like
So it'll keep. You're talking about 75 degrees. Or 65 degrees.
It has the potential to like, and I have plenty of clients where I've seen it where it's cooled their oil by 70 degrees.
It's crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because if your engine oil is above 300 degrees, it's hard for your motor to get below 300 degrees.
Right.
So like Lenny and I were ripping down here. I have an Ultra Cool, and I tuned my bike, and my engine temperature never went above like 250 this morning.
Holy
and
shit.
Like we were cooking.
We're cooking.
And it's just like a little exposed radiator with fans, right? Essentially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I make a rad cover for it. So
Yeah. Dude.
What was really cool too on the race bike that we just got one on there, you know what I mean? And it actually it had like two of these plugins, and I'm like, he's like, that one's for street. He's like, you unplug it, plug in this other one, that's for race mode. And I'm just like, well, that the way he was explaining to me is it keeps it on, you know, the whole entire time.
Yeah. Instead of hitting a temperature and engages, tries to bring it
Exactly.
back down, it's just on.
The fans are on a thermal switch. So once it gets to a certain temperature, then the fans will kick on.
Okay. Is there any indication that it's kicking on? Like, do you know?
Yeah, there's a little blue LED light.
Okay.
So
okay.
you just know it's on.
Yeah. I did the because I have the Thundermax, so I put the oil cooler fan on.
Okay.
And there's something. So what happened with me was when I was heading up to Sturgis, it took me down this like wild ass pea gravel road somewhere in Wyoming. I don't think I'd crossed into South Dakota yet, and they had it blocked off to where like you had to be escorted by a follow me truck through, right? So I was sitting on the side of the road for like 45 minutes. It was like a 15-mile stretch. Obviously, I turned the bike off, and this follow me truck comes by. You know, you can't pass. This is like a really shitty gravel road, and I'm probably doing 30 miles an hour. And the whole time I'm just hearing like tick, 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 tick. And I'm like, what is that noise? I'm trying to figure it out. And I look down, and my front tire's just kicking up all that gravel. And it just beat the shit out of my bike for this whole time. And I'm like, man, that was like, I was obviously worried like, oh, my paint's going to get chipped or this is going to happen, this blah, blah, blah. And I finally get off of this. I was there. It took forever. And I like stopped at McDonald's or whatever, got food, got back on the bike. And I'm like, man, my bike is running insanely hot right now. Like, I know that I've been riding all day, but my bike, I'm feeling this on my legs. Like there's something going on. I finally make it to where we're staying in Sturgis, and I go like look at my oil cooler, I guess you call it, on the M8s, and the cover is gone. Like the cover got ripped off, and every single fin on that oil cooler was bent, like shunted.
Yep.
Like it was no longer. There were no more fins on it. It was completely flat.
Yep.
And I was like, holy shit, that explains it. This isn't
it
getting
has no
any air
Can't
through
cool
here
down,
at all. So I went over, just bought a Harley oil cooler, and then I shot over to Thundermax, and they were kind of doing like cash deals at Sturgis. So threw the new oil cooler on, threw that fan on, and then I got one of the Flow oil filters.
Oh, yeah.
And I've heard the numbers that I've heard on that is pretty wild. That just an oil filter can cool your engine by, I forget what they're advertising.
10 degrees.
10
on the
degrees.
oil.
Yeah. And I'm like, it
Off of
made
an
a
oil
difference.
filter. Yeah.
Like, and the coolest thing about them is they're expensive, but you buy them once, and it's probably the cost of 3 oil filters. Like, and I've done oil changes with that filter, and I'm like, this.
Shout
is the
out, we
coolest
just
thing
got
ever.
one of those on the race bike too.
Did you?
Dude.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about it too is that bit where you go to remove it is on there.
Yep.
Like every single shitty K&N air filter
Well, it was
that I've tried to
super crazy,
remove.
too, because I asked him, I was like, we have to have a hose clamp on there for like
Yeah.
racing and stuff. He's like, no, there's a pre-drilled spot for the tie wire and everything. I'm like, dude, all right.
Go
You know
ahead
what I
and
mean?
safety
Like,
wire that thing on there, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
You actually get more torque and horsepower with those filters too.
How's that?
I'm not exactly sure, but I have the data on the dyno to prove it.
Yeah.
Like I tuned a bike with a regular filter, and then when I was done tuning it, I put that filter on, and it gained like 2 or 3 more foot-pounds of torque and almost 2 more horsepower.
What?
Yeah.
Like, who's doing stuff like that though? Like, just putting air
Like, let me just
filter on
see.
and then let me fucking run a tune real quick and see
Dude,
the difference. You know, like that's rad.
So sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like big dick energy for me. Like I'd be out ripping around all day and I'd like turn the bike off and those fans would still be blowing. I was like, there's something about this that just is making me really happy.
Yeah.
Like cool as fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
Well, especially on the Harley motors, you know, the cooler you can keep their temperatures, the harder you can beat on them.
right.
And that even just goes back to like even earlier before when we met up at his shop. I'm checking out the dyno. Obviously, you know, I've seen it 1,000 times, but I see this like little port coming out of the primary side. And I'm like, he vented the primary side too. Like everything's built on that thing to be cooler. You know what I mean? Because these bikes run so damn hot, dude. Like not a lot of people are doing shit like that though.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Dude, and this is just all stuff you've kind of,
Yeah, come about with,
yeah.
you know, or just taking other bikes I've rode that have certain aspects to them, or just even experiences, you know, like when it comes to venting the primaries, I came across that because I had a client that was just burning through clutch plates, you know, very often. And he came in hot one time, and when I went to pull his derby cover off, like there was an explosion of pressure where it just went poof. And I was like, ooh, and you know,
That's not right.
yeah, and if you just think of like your stovetop, like you're making some, you know, spaghetti or something, you're boiling the water with the lid on, the bubbles, it aerates, but then you crack it and the water settles. Same with the oil. So by venting the primary, now the oil doesn't get as aerated, which then it's doing its job better, and you're not burning through clutch plates as much, because once I vented his primary, he didn't have a problem with it. And, you know, you look at like a Buell or something, and their primaries are vented because they're connected to the transmission. And I don't know, I rode Buells for like 8 or 10 years and never like, had a clutch issue on that bike.
No kidding.
Let me tell you, that boy could ride the hell out of a Buell.
Yeah. Do you
I
still have
love
one?
Buells. I still have a Lightning. And
Okay.
yeah, I can carve that thing well.
Did you get on the list for the Super Cruiser?
No, because I want to wait for like the second or third model year.
Yeah.
Let them iron out the details. that
Yeah.
they
There's
missed.
going to be a couple, like for sure.
So I got a cool story about with us. It was just a crazy day. We hit each other up. We're like, hey, let's go bang the canyon real quick. And it was just us two. That's kind of bad. You know what I mean? You got two animals out there together like that.
He shows up on his dyno with his race boots on.
Dead serious.
and
I
I'm
already knew what kind of ride this
already
was
knew
going
what
to
we
be,
were doing.
dude. Already
What was
knew.
going on.
So I pull up to the shop with him. We pull out from like literally just the driveway from the shop, dude. And I'm already like kind of like trying to figure out what kind of ride this is going to be, you know. And the next thing I know, I just hear his bike dump, dude. And I look over and he's just up.
What?
Just up the whole way, bro. Just lighting it up or wheeling all the way down the road, dude. And like the next thing I know, I'm like, fuck, this is how it's gonna be, dude.
I swear, dude, that's how like a lot of these shop owner guys are. Like they can all ride like a motherfucker.
I
dude.
don't. I mean,
Like,
there's a few, but there's a few that talk about it, and
Yeah.
then there's few that are really about it, dude, for
Yep.
reals. And then we get up to Palomar, and we're carving, dude. Like we're ripping up that thing. We get up to the top, and he's like, dude, try the Buell out. I've never ridden anything like this in my life. And he's like, try it out, dude. I get on that bike, and I was just like, what the hell? This was before I had an XR or like anything like that. I felt so like over the front wheel
Yeah.
on that bike. Like I was like, you
that
know,
was
'cause
how I felt on the
set-
FTR.
Yeah,
I rode an
dude,
Indian
like,
FTR one time, and I was like, this is a lot.
But the
Like,
way we ride, that's almost the exact body positioning you want, dude. Like, and that's what really like opened my eyes. And then we ended up going down, you know, up and over Palomar, came down the other side, turned back around, came back the other way, and went down the other way. Long story short, I didn't see him on the way down. The boy was gone. He checked out
Outta
from me, dude. Like
Outta
he
there.
was gone, dude.
dude.
Cooking.
On his
Cooking.
bike?
No, he was back on his
I
Buell.
was like, you just
I was
left
on
him
my
on
bike, bro. Like I'm telling you, like we started going downhill, and downhill at that time for me was a little different than going uphill, obviously. But he was gone, checked out. I come down to the bottom. He's looking at me like waiting at the cattle guard, bro. And I'm just like, all right, Casey.
It's
I'm like,
that.
all right, motherfucker.
How long ago was this?
Oh,
A few
this
years
was
ago.
this was a few years ago.
Because that's how he is with me now. I'm like, all right, dude, I'll meet you at the roundabout.
Oh no, dude! I was actually like, I did the track a couple times at that
nuts.
time. Like,
You
I
had your license and everything.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like I was cooking, bro, but I had nothing for him that
Had
day.
nothing
dude.
going on.
Nothing for him on that day, bro. I was just like, damn.
Have you ever thought about like getting into racing? Have you got your license or anything?
Oh yeah, no, I think about it, but it's just something I haven't pursued.
Yeah.
I like watching my oldest kid race. So it's like I don't know. I try to put most of my time and energy into my kids, like
Yeah.
and family outside of work.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd love to get out on the track.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be fun. Just
Dude, that would be something right there.
Have you been
dude.
up? You've been up to races though, right?
I haven't. I was gonna go. and
I'm
then-
telling you, once he like gets like full both feet in this, he's gonna be hooked like a fish.
It's
dude.
a totally different thing. Like it is. It's
I mean,
so
he
fun.
knows though, like
gonna
racing
beer.
with his boys and stuff. Like it's just another level. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll take one. And yeah, I just think it's another level. But it's gonna be one of those things where he's just gonna take off with it too.
Oh, I'm good right now. Thank you. Yeah. No, I just love riding, So, oh man.
You gotta start coming out there. It's so freaking cool, dude. It's
And-
a totally different.
Dude, it's so crazy though, because he could ride anything. Like just one day I was chilling in the garage and I get a random text message. He's like, "Are you home?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm home." And he's like, 10 minutes later, he pulls up and I can hear this bike like flying by real quick. And I open up my garage. Right when I open up the garage, he's coming on his Grom like 50 miles an hour. Nose wheelies the whole fucking like
On the Grom.
front like stretch of my road right there, and I just see him like I'm still walking down and he's still up in the air, bro. And I come like down, and he's just like pink, and I'm like, fucking
What are you doing on the
Casey,
Grom?
yo, what the fuck is going on? And you could tell he was just causing havoc around the town, dude. On that
having
thing.
a good ass time.
Oh yeah, that Grom has a cam and a tune.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Grown ass man on a little bike out here just having a good time.
Oh, the best.
Dude, can you imagine pulling up to a light, like, and you're on your
dude.
bike and this Grom pulls up and he's like hanging with you and shit?
Yeah,
though,
I'd be
dude?
so
I'm like,
mad.
nah, dude.
So mad.
Oh, or going through the intersection with a knee hanging off the bike. Just
Do you still have it?
oh yeah.
Oh, dude. I want to get a little Grom, dude.
Dude, they're. I've been hearing this a lot lately.
Yeah.
They're fun.
I think, damn.
Well, and I feel like the slower the bike is, the faster of a rider you become.
Yeah.
It's okay. So it's not fun to make fast shit go slow, but it's really fun to make slow shit go fast.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yes.
that is my entire relationship
And
with
that's
my
like
motorcycle.
that's the whole Harley thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
That's,
Like,
I would say it's like our generation's Harley thing.
Yeah.
It's like what guys our age are
Yep.
trying to do with them. Because this has never been, people get all like caught up and angry about the word like performance bagger.
yeah.
Like people, it's like,
They
there's a
it-
debate.
It hits
And
a
I'm
nerve, huh?
I'm like, I don't know, dude. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to make this inherently very slow object
Go fast.
go fast.
Yep.
It's never gonna be fast compared to other things, but
Yep. We've had this conversation
Yeah.
before, like where there's bikes that are made to do that shit.
yeah,
there
100%.
really is.
That's
dude,
what makes
you know
this
what I
fun.
mean?
Is
Like,
these bikes are not.
exactly, yep.
Like, and that's what people are trying to do.
Tractors out there, dude.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
I got a 2002 Sportster that'll hang with like bikes, especially going up Palomar.
Oh yeah.
Really,
Oh yeah.
dude? Back
Remember
in
that one ride where you're asking Johnny why he couldn't like pass me?
Oh yeah. That's
And I
right,
was just on
dude.
your tail.
Yep.
it's
Yep.
cool to like see kind of what everybody's doing. Like Ariel just got that FTR.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Like,
Yes.
I'm gonna get another Pan Am here. Probably like the next 45 days.
I'm gonna have to see what that's about when
Dude.
you get that.
They're fun, man. Like I don't know. I love Indians. Like
Yeah.
I'm super glad Indians
Easy with
exist.
that shit, dude. Easy with that shit, my boy. Easy
Fucking
with
guy.
that.
I didn't say I like you. I like the motorcycle brand. All right, like
He could have said love Indians. Jeez, dude.
I mean,
I'm just
Lenny's
fucking-
okay, I guess. But like I feel like that kind of breeds a little bit of competition there. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm convinced the only reason we got the new baggers and what they look like is because of the Challenger.
Right.
And if you go look at a Challenger and you look at the new baggers, you're like,
Eh,
I'm like, I'll fight, I'll argue this.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
I think it breeds
I think they are headed in the right direction, though. You know what I mean? Like
Finally.
it's slowly but surely. But I mean, the Bagger ST,
Yeah,
like
that
thing
Road
is,
Glide ST,
it's
that
bad, dude.
bike's savage.
It's bad.
Is it? And I've heard it's a little bit more difficult to work on the 24s, or not difficult, but it's different, and people kind of had to figure it
it's
out.
a learning curve.
Yeah.
You know, definitely. But man, I did a pipe and a tune on one of those 24 Road Glide STs, and that thing was like a Buell on steroids. Like
Really?
second gear, just grabbing throttle, going straight into drifts with no clutch. Oh,
Yes.
so exciting to ride.
No shit.
Oh yeah.
Was that one of the new ones, or
Yeah, it was
Okay.
a brand new one. I had to tell the customer, like, come take this bike away from me. Otherwise, you're going to need a rear tire or to get it out of impound.
Because this thing's fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
think they're
it's-
heading in the right direction.
Oh, I think so.
They're about 8 years behind. But
Yeah.
they're getting there. You know,
Getting there slowly but
They're
surely.
always like 8 to 20 years behind technology.
yeah, it happens. Like they'll be all right. But I mean, if you look at like the new CVO STs, the Road Glide CVO ST, that's the first stock bike that's ever made my dick hard. Like I saw that and I was
Not
like,
even a halfie, huh?
no, I was like, this is wow.
Yeah, they
they're
did
bad,
it right.
Like you guys
Yeah.
made this.
Dude. Yeah.
Like this is what people are trying to make their bikes look
Yep.
like. It's that black one with all that pearl and flake and everything. Like
They're dope bikes,
Dude.
dude. They are. They really are.
I love it.
They
I
are.
love it. And the CVO ST is cheaper than the CVO. I'm not sure how that is.
Is that how it's going?
I think it has to do with paint.
Hmm.
But-
That would make sense.
Yeah, because I've been like, we had one in here for like 3 days.
So I think like the stock paint or that they're going with now is actually the gray that I got because that's the cheapest paint
yeah.
out of all of them. And now you actually got to pay a little bit more for the black edition one.
Well,
or
that
whatever
was
you
like
want.
Gunship Gray or whatever they call
Yeah.
it. That used to be a CVO only paint.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And then people were kind of pissed because guys that paid for it on the CVO,
We're
like, what the
get-
fuck?
Yeah.
It's on the Road Glide standard now? What the hell's going on here? Like, it's a bunch of
Harley
bullshit.
probably had an overstock on it.
It probably did, dude.
probably.
It's a cool looking paint though.
Yeah,
like
it
and
is.
it's just simple, clean.
Yep.
Like, but something like that billiard blue they got right now,
Yeah.
dude.
Dude, I couldn't do another black bike though. I could not do another one, dude.
Well, you've got like 6 motorcycles.
Hey,
so-
whoa, chill,
You gotta
dude.
break it up at some
Chill,
point,
bro.
dude. Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, there's
This fucking
different
guy.
levels to black, flat, satin.
Yeah,
gloss.
Get that,
yeah,
that
dog.
triple black, dude. You can't
Bro,
find that
I
anywhere.
was just like, damn. Just like, damn, dude, it gets so dirty so fast, though, dude. I'm like, damn.
It's all
If you
those
just-
roads on the res.
You ain't lying, dude.
If you just never wash it, then it blends in a little bit better, though. That's what I do. I get so much shit for that, dude. Like, Trevor fucking verbally assaults me every time he sees my bike.
Oh, dude, we were just kind of talking about you earlier, dude.
Really?
Because
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, damn, I should have wiped up my bike, cleaned it up a little bit before this. He's like, Taylor doesn't do it too
Yeah.
much to his, so you'll be all right.
Dude, I don't,
Yeah.
dude. Like, I mean, but I also don't have, like, I have a truck that my wife drives.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we sold her vehicle. So
That is your vehicle
motorcycle
right now.
is my vehicle,
Yeah.
you know? And I mean, I'm going to get another one here soon. I haven't announced this, but the Road Glide's going up to Cobalt Cycles on Saturday. My good friend Kevin, who I do have a banner for. I'm sure he's going to see this, but it fell down. I just need to hang it back up. So Kevin, don't hate me. I'm just really fucking lazy. But yeah, it's going to go up there. So I am going to get another bike, but like, I mean, I have Leather Pros on it for a reason. Like, it can fit more stuff. It is a utility vehicle for me right now. It's a ridiculous utility
Not when you leave
vehicle.
them open going down the grade. Dude, I have
I've
no
been there.
clue how like we pulled up to the bottom of the hill and his shit's just like dragging on the floor,
Bro,
dude. And
I
I,
did
look
it
over
again.
and he has like a battery thing in there. He has all kinds of shit that didn't
I
fall
did
out.
it again. I did it again. The next time I went to Josie's,
Are you
I
serious?
fucking did it again, dude. Like they're kind of chewed
Oh,
up.
fuck.
There's something in my brain, like the hard latch of the bags, like checklist, boom,
Yes,
latch.
yes.
But those Leather Pros, like if you don't look at them, like if you take your hat out of your bag and then just go in the
Throw it
bar
there, yeah.
and you come back out and they kind of look closed, you're like, all right,
Yeah.
like whatever, you know.
Fuck.
Like I'm not only really lazy, I'm really fucking dumb. But at
And
least
you-
I'm stupid.
And you weren't going slow, dude. Like,
Yeah, I know. They chewed them up.
Jeez.
I was like, oh man.
I'm guilty of that. I've done that on my dyno a couple
Yeah?
times where the zippers aren't perfectly zipped. And
Yeah.
the buttons aren't buttoned completely. And then all of a sudden cars are honking at you because you're just
Yep.
going down. And you're like, what?
Dude, I did it with Lenny, and then I did it last week. I think it was last week. And I was by myself. So by myself coming back from Josie's, heading over to a kid's birthday party oh man. And I make it from Josie's like halfway through Escondido. Like I'm about to turn on the street where we're going to this little kid's
All
birthday
the way
party at.
down
All the way
there.
down, dude.
Fuck.
And I'm at the light just sitting there chilling, and this car comes up next to me and kind of honks, and he just points at my bag. And I looked at it, and I didn't even look at him. I was just like, fuck, dude. Like, that little
already
battery
knew, dude.
charger's still
Yeah.
just
Oh
hanging
my
on. I'm like, I don't know how I didn't lose that 15 times over.
Jeez,
but I was like, well, it'll never happen again. Because now I'm like, this is embarrassing.
Like, this is what I have to do.
Because
to
in my
leave
mind,
now.
I'm looking so cool going down the road, and my bags are just like out there in the wind. Like,
That's
all right,
funny,
I probably
dude.
shouldn't have told that story. But
Dude, I mean, shit happens, especially when you ride, every day. Like, that's your form of transportation. Like, shit's gonna happen like that for sure.
yeah, 100%.
Yup.
I mean, I don't know, but it has like between like really running canyons and then riding that bike every day. Like I've noticed a pretty big difference in, I don't want to say like confidence levels, but skill levels.
Yeah.
Like getting in and out of situations
Yeah,
easier.
100%.
Like when you're riding that consistently.
Yep. Your like vision for everything's on point with
Yeah.
everything. Like
Yeah.
I always tell everybody like the mind is like a scanner out there when you're riding, dude. Like it never stops. Your eyes are
100%.
just
And
scanning everything.
I've gotten to the point now where like I'm doing this every day. I ride every day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, we cannot get complacent.
Yep.
So I'm like extra engaged right now because I'm like, this has been 4 months of only riding a motorcycle. This is when you get complacent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're getting to that point, and we're
And then
not
just
gonna do
having
that.
the eye for it, like even right now, before we got on, like I was just telling him, like you have a really good eye for stuff. Like we're moving on the freeway down here, and we see this vehicle come all the way from the slow lane and just starts cutting in like two, 3 lanes, and it starts to get to our lane, and like we're pushing, about 100 miles and stuff, or no, we're doing the speed limit. But that car starts coming over, and like I see him chop the throttle immediately. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what that car's gonna do. You know what I mean? And like, and just having the eye for that is the key for all of the riding, like all of it. Like it's crazy. You have to be on your toes, man.
I'm constantly looking in the mirrors of vehicles to see where the driver's looking.
Yep.
Oh yeah, like he's looking. Damn, that's a little. pro
He's in
tip
his mirrors
right
a
there.
lot. Dude.
Yeah, like
A lot.
I'm always trying to see where what the driver's focused on, and
Right.
then where I can make my pass, and
Yeah.
Yep.
always stay on the pass.
See?
Yeah.
I mean, if he's already thinking like that, we got to give him to the track.
Yeah, that was one thing I kind of learned. I think honestly, right after I got like a little bit of motor work done to my bike, and I could start getting out of the way.
Yeah.
Being able to get out of the way became such a tool, because before, when the bike was slow, if I got in a weird spot, my default mode was like slow down.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Back
Now
off.
it's like default mode is get the fuck out of the way.
Exactly.
Like,
Get
that
away
is-
from that
Like speeding up
situation,
is
yeah.
honestly a better solution
Oh, it's
more often than
safety.
not. 100%. Like, okay,
Yep.
just go. And now the problem's over there.
Instead of like that 1 second that you can just blow by, potentially what can happen. You know what I mean? Like getting out of that situation the fastest is always the best scenario, dude. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's how you have to look at it. One of my buddies, Carl, he's like, you have to ride like someone's chasing you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like almost like, and that's kind of how you have to.
I actually had a crazy scenario happen back in September. I was riding the 395 up to Lone Pine, and
That's a beautiful road, dude.
Yeah.
The 395 is one of my
Yeah,
favorite roads.
It's a rad road.
I was with my friend Jake, and we're cruising in our lane, and there's a huge line of cars. It's only a 2-lane road, and this like Honda Civic was trying to pass a bunch of cars, and it's coming head on at us in our lane, and it was one of those scenarios where like you literally had to just sit there and just wait to see what the car was gonna do. And it ended up buzzing towards our right and going off the road, and like
Oh
we're
my
literally going
God,
between that
dude.
car and all the other cars. But
You're like doubled up.
oh yeah, like I just had to retain so calm, because it's just like, well, like got to let the vehicle make their move
Yep.
before you can make your move, because if I would have like my natural thing would have been to
Get off the
go to
road.
the right,
Yeah.
but then I would have gone head into the car. So
Fuck, dude.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it comes into play. Like, having an eye for it is a gift itself, dude. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah, because that would have been the default. Would have been get off the road.
Yep.
oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's what we deal with. Even like just day to day riding, though,
Mm-hmm.
like how you do. Like, it could just be a ride to work, and you're dealing with a situation like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it could happen so quick.
Yeah, always got to keep your head on the swivel. Like even when we were riding down here, like before I'd like get over a lane, I'd just like check to see where he was, so I'm not like merging into him. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
No, and that's just like there's like a little level of communication there
100%.
you don't even really realize is happening. But when you're flowing,
Body
you're
language
like,
and just
we can ride together.
Hell
this is
yeah.
good. Like we're scooting right
We could
now.
dance out there.
Yeah, we can do this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I got a good question. Where do you see like the shop going from here now?
Ooh, that's a good question.
'Cause you're picking
Man.
up some steam, dude.
That's
That's what it seems like.
Yeah,
Like,
it's I don't know
Yeah.
honestly because I never thought it was get to where it's at now. you know,
100%.
one thing that I do that I haven't even mentioned yet is alignments on bikes.
Yeah.
oh,
So doing the alignments on like the rubber mounted chassis, that's game changer.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into that because after tuning bikes, people would say like, hey, my bike's wobbling above like 100 and plus now, you know? And I'm like, well, before your bike couldn't go 100, you know? So
Yeah.
it's not the tune that's making it wobble.
Yeah.
So
what's causing this?
yeah, so I went and got that equipment from Rack and Pull Industries, and that's game changer, especially on the baggers or dynas. But yeah,
What does that equipment look like? Like, what is the
it's
process to that?
the thing with like the lasers. so
That's
you
what it
can
is. Is it
measure-
like the
it's
laser alignment?
bars and
Yeah.
lasers
Holy
and stuff.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's game
I've
changer.
heard about this, but I never knew anybody that did it.
Oh yeah, it's phenomenal what it does for the bike. Like especially on a bagger, it'll make it feel like 100 pounds lighter when it's like properly aligned and
More
it won't-
nimble.
Won't veer one way or the other. You know, like
No shit.
And that even goes back to like how I said earlier, like you can have all the best parts, but if shit ain't lined up the way it's supposed to be, if it's not running the way it's supposed to be, it doesn't matter about all the good parts. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everything has to be in its place for
What
sure.
does something like that run to get done?
like to
The alignment.
perform the
Yeah.
alignment. Usually the labor's around like 375 or something.
Okay.
Then you know if it needs some parts, like a bagger usually needs like a link so it can be adjustable.
Okay.
So you know it's like $500. So
Dude, that
total
is
parts and
not-
labor, and it's game changer.
That's not what I thought. To have a laser alignment done on your motorcycle, I would have thought that was a crazy amount of money.
Well,
But
a lot of these bikes coming out of the factory, I've heard that aren't even
Closed.
lined up to themselves. Like,
Oh, yeah,
you know
'cause
what I mean?
It's a fixed link, so it's like they just assemble the bike. It's a fixed link, and wherever it lands, you know. So people spend like $1,500 on rear shocks, and they're not even working cohesively because the
'cause
alignment's
it's off balance.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
And then you get the domino effect. You know what I mean? One thing goes wrong, then other things ain't lining up. You know, it's everything
gonna
has
find
to
more
work
weak
in
spots.
unison, dude.
Yeah.
Big time.
Damn, dude. I had no idea you did that. I've literally heard about that and then never knew anybody that did it.
yeah.
Like,
It's all about the riding experience.
Yeah, let's
dude.
go,
No
baby.
shit, dude. Yeah.
But see, like, and that's where he's talking about, like, you know, I just put, 40 more horsepower into this bike. You weren't having that wobble, a week ago, but now your bike is way faster than what it was. It's doing shit, that you weren't doing before. So now you got a fucking
Now we're gonna
another
figure
problem.
out this problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One thing exposes another.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Fuck, dude. That is sick.
It's rad.
So you like line these bikes up and there's just lasers that are
Oh yeah. It's like this thing that just attaches to the frame. Then
Okay.
you can just put these targets on. So.
and just seeing where that lines up at and it needs to be a certain point. And if
Yeah.
it's off, it tells you. Or
Or there's different tools like the equalizer that you take a measurement on the shock bolts, and
Okay.
I've seen it off as much of like 5/8 of an inch.
Holy shit.
But even like if it's off like a 1/16 of an inch, people are like, wow, what a difference, because that however much it's off, the rear tires angled that way.
Gotcha.
So, you
So the
know.
bike could be diving in a different direction.
Yeah, or if your bike feels easier to do a left-hand turn than a right-hand turn, or if you look at the wear on people's tires, and you know, someone's like, "Oh man, I can get these left-hand turns, but I'm barely getting it on the right-hand turns." There's a good chance your wheel's actually leaning towards the left.
No shit.
Yeah, or like, you know, just coming off the freeway, you let go of the bars and it wants to just veer one way or another. But once you get the alignment dialed and the rear wheels like perfectly straight up and down, it's amazing how much better of a riding
Really?
experience.
I'm
it is.
gonna come up there and get this.
You don't
get
know
this
your
done,
bike
because-
until like it's completely dialed in, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're like, all right, this is my bike, dude.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
like
100%.
100%.
Are you doing like suspension and all that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah. So I love doing suspension. You know, I used to be really known for my motors, like building motors. I can do like handlebars, accessories, services. Like I have such a broad skill set, you know, that I don't know. I can do a lot. So,
Yeah. Do you have a preference suspension wise?
It really depends on what the rider needs out of the suspension, you know. So most of the time, you know, people want like certain name brands, but those brands are going to offer a better return on investment on the track. Where the reality is that person who might want that name brand actually needs a different companies because they really need the comfort out of the cruise. You know, I was just recently riding a bike that had some really nice suspension, really nice parts, and the bike looks amazing on the kickstand, but the riding experience, like I'd go over a bump and my butt's coming out of the seat because it's just like bucking me. And it's like, you know, it's just
You need
not set up.
somewhere. Yeah, that was like everybody kind of knows I run in GP now, and you keep saying the experience. Like the experience of getting that suspension put on the bike was wild. Like it was like a personal thing. Like I
Yeah.
went in and I was lucky enough fuzzy, in
Yeah.
it, which I was like stoked on.
That's
And,
super sick.
dude. I was like, this guy has literally forgotten more about suspension than I know.
Yep.
Like straight
Oh,
up,
for
dude.
sure.
Like,
For sure.
and I mean, they're like, all right, what do you weigh? What kind of riding do you ever have two up? And they dialed this suspension
Yep.
to me.
Yeah.
Like, all right, Taylor weighs 220 pounds. He's this, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
let's get this to him. And then it was even funny because like 2 weeks later, he's actually me with like a follow up. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, what are you experiencing? Okay, make this adjustment.
You got a friend and suspension.
I was
You
like,
know what I'm
this
saying?
is so cool,
Yeah.
dude. Like, and it's made such a ridiculous difference.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I had fine suspension on before, but now I'm like, now that I have stuff that is meant for me,
Yep.
like, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
that it's expensive. It's really good stuff, though.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, anything good really isn't cheap anymore, bud.
yeah. And I'm sure it all matters. Like, if that suspension wasn't tuned to me and it was tuned to somebody that was 150 pounds instead,
Yeah.
it'd probably be a big difference. But
Yeah.
because it's like dialed, it felt like getting a new set of tires.
Right.
Like immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, this is literally, it feels like that.
Yeah.
Like right away. I was like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Why have I not been here already?
Yeah. Nah, for reals.
Yeah, no, a motorcycle should be tailored to you like a foreign suit.
Yep.
Because the more the bike fits you, the more it's capable of doing for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And-
Damn.
Yeah. And
You're
that
like-
goes back to like how, like he said, like there's multiple different types of bikes in his shop. Like you have the dude that comes in that, you know, he's just a cruiser, you know what I mean? But he probably puts down more miles than half of the guys in there, you know what I mean? But then you have someone, you know, one of the boys coming in that bang the canyons that, you know, 100 plus every weekend. They're going to need two different things, you
Yep.
know, and that's where like he comes in and he's so good at being able to do both, you know what I mean? Like, or figure it out, you know, like it's dope. It's cool shit.
Fuck yeah. You like specialize in stuff. Like making this, God, the experience. That's
The
such a good way
riding
to say it.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought about
makes
it
it
like
work,
that, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even down to handlebars. People will call me and be like, "Hey, what size bar should I do this or that?" And I'm like, "Well, first find a seat that fits you well, and then come in and let's measure." Like I always tell people, like I'll put the bike in a wheel chock, like close your eyes and just put your hands where you would feel comfortable, and then from there, let's find the right bars for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it. That makes, and I was I might have told this story before, but after I rode a Pan America for a while, went to Colorado and back on it,
Yeah.
and I was all about that thing. I was like, oh my God, this is fucking game changer. This bike is amazing.
Yep.
Like I'm going to get one right now. Like this is the best bike ever. And then like 2 days later, I rode my Road Glide and I was like, no, this is where I'm supposed to be. Like I am so acclimated to this,
Right,
like
yeah.
the seating position where my hands are,
Yep.
torque existing,
Yep.
like it totally
The
different.
fairing.
Yeah, like I was like, this is where I want to be. So
Yeah, I will say those baggers cruise the road way better. Like the weight of them just makes it so much nicer when you get a crosswind or something. Like
Yeah.
the bike just feels more stable.
yeah, no,
It's crazy
100%.
to think that those things are 836 pounds or something like that, dude. And then when you just barely roll off, you just feel the weight melt off of those things.
That bike wants
dude.
to stand up
It
and do
just
90
it
miles
wants
an
to
hour.
go, dude.
Yep.
It wants to have some fun.
It
Oh,
does.
man. I love drifting a bagger.
Dude, so I had my bagger maybe like a month and a half, 2 months maybe, and he calls me. It was actually the day that he pulled up on the Grom and shit, and he's like, you know, I wanted to come check out the new bagger and stuff, and I was like, hell yeah, and I was like, dude, take it out. We're in my neighborhood. He pulls it out. Next thing I know, the bike starts and it's pitched completely sideways, dude. And he's just drifting the shit out of my bagger. And I'm like, I didn't even know that thing could do that,
I'm not
bro.
even doing that. Like,
I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that bike could do that right now,
well,
dude.
here we are.
Yeah, I got to test them out.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, 100%.
Little test ride after,
just-
do an oil change,
Yep.
test ride.
Yup.
Well, sometimes I got to warn the customers too, like, hey, be careful, you grab too much throttle and this is
gonna be
what's going to
different.
happen,
Yup.
Do you have a preference for bikes to work on? Like, is there something that comes in and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
here we go, it's my shit?
Well, I mean, just like 2000 and later Harleys is what I stick to. I don't try to mess with any of the Evos or FXRs, but newer bikes are. Oh no, let me rephrase this. A well taken care of bike is like my preferred preference.
Yeah, like,
You know?
not a piece of shit.
I was gonna ask this question because, like, you see so many different types of bikes coming in. Like, do you get some kind of way when one's just like not clean, just beat to shit, and they're just like,
It's gotta just make it
dude,
harder to
Like, you
work
know what I
on.
mean? Like, try to do what you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Help.
I mean, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
usually those bikes I try to refer somewhere else.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I want something that's just because if the bike's well taken care of, usually the client and I are going to get along well.
Right.
And luckily, those kinds of clients search me out. I'm not really searching out clients. They're usually searching me out.
Yep.
So
Right.
I feel very privileged in that aspect.
that's
That's
fucking-
rad. That's
Well, that
fucking
also
rad
speaks
right there.
to the work you do.
100%.
My Google reviews.
Yes.
You got Google reviews?
Oh, hella.
Oh,
I
hell
pride
yeah.
myself on them.
Nice, dude. We're gonna look at. You got 5-star rating.
Yeah. Just got another one. So I'm at like 161 with a 5.0 average.
Holy
go.
shit, dude.
Yeah. I'll never forget when I got to like number 100. I like dropped to my knees, prayed to God, said thank you. Then I texted my mom, was like, check it out, Mom. She's all, wow, 5.0. And I'm like, yeah, 100 people had something nice to say about me, and I didn't even have to die.
Fucking Casey.
Yeah, there ain't 100 people with nice things to say about me.
I
I'll tell
mean,
you
damn,
that
dude,
much.
like that's saying something right there, though. 100%.
Have you had any like
100%.
horror stories?
Oh, yeah. I mean, some of those 5-star reviews, like, they didn't go smooth, like, for the job, but, like, I try to hold myself accountable and do what I feel is the right thing. And, I'm always trying to treat the customer like I would want to be treated. So, but yeah, I've had some horror stories, just, I'll never forget this one bike.
Here we go. That's
So this one bike in particular only had 500 miles on it. It was a 2022 CVO, and I'd put an oil cooler on it, and it was leaking, and like I just got done doing a cam, a tune, suspension, like the whole gamut, handlebars, like, and I even had to talk this dude into doing the work because we were gonna void his warranty, and like I went to tighten up the oil cooler adapter, and this is after already I put 100 miles on it and snapped the engine cases brake. So, yeah, your heart dropped like mine did.
oh, dude.
So I mean, I had to replace his cases, but I mean, I did it right. And yeah, he went and put another 25,000 miles on the bike without a problem, calling me from across the country, telling me how good the bike's running. Like, that's the best, is like a bike. I've had this happen several times where I've tuned a bike and, you know, they're like, you know, thousands of miles away calling me going, dude, I cannot believe how great my bike's running.
Yes.
Fuck yeah,
That's sick.
dude. That's cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
Like,
I can you imagine getting those calls, dude. Like, you just did this work, and then like 2 months later, you're getting a call like, "Hey, what you did to my bike, I'm still loving it, dude." You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's rad.
I had a client where I tuned his bike, and like, I want to say a week later, he's calling me from Maine. Like, going, dude, this bike was cruising down the road. Thank
Yeah?
you so much. Like,
Hell yeah.
dude, that's so sick.
yeah.
God, that's gotta be such a rewarding feeling too.
It
Like,
is.
I get excited when people are like, "Hey, your hoodies are nice this year," and I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
"Woo!" Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Which, by the way, they are nice.
oh shit!
I got one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, no, that's the feedback I get from customers push me to like just want to do a better job on the next job, you know. So
It's a sense of pride.
oh yeah,
You're getting straight up pride out of it, and it shows. Like, I mean, I've only lived down here for 9 months, and everybody's like, cafes. I was like, that's all I'm here. And then people are like, "Have him on the podcast." I'm like, he's doing something right.
Yeah,
Like, this
hell
guy,
yeah.
people are fucking with this guy. You know,
For sure.
Thank you very
I
much.
mean, let alone in Temecula, but you know, outside of Temecula and stuff, if there's a CC sticker on that thing, 99.9% of the time, that's a hot rod, my
Yeah.
boy. Yeah, for real.
he's like, yeah,
especially
dead
if it's got an
serious.
air cleaner cover.
Dead serious.
I want to
though,
think
dude.
twice before you race it.
For reals though, dude. I've seen him. He had one of our buddies had an 88 at the time, and we used to call that thing the 88 that could, because that thing used to keep up with 117s, and it was a cooker, dude. Like, there's some rad bikes, and if they're like done the right way, they keep up, dude.
dude.
No,
One of the fastest dudes I've known on a bike, Dallas, was riding a 95 cubic inch.
Yep.
Like,
Ooh,
and
yeah.
he was, the fucking thing was bulletproof, and he
Yep.
was fast as
yeah, dude.
fuck, dude. Like, he'd be in a turn. We came down here one time. He was in his big ass left hand swooping turn, lays his hand back. He's hand dragging, not in a wheelie.
Yeah.
Just like chilling in the turn. And I was like, God damn, that bike is fucking
Hell yeah.
dialed, dude.
Riding the
like,
wave.
Scared the shit out of
Yep.
me, but I was
I
like,
love that shit.
man.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even on the way down right now, like I said, we're ripping, and we're coming into some of these turns that are coming across the bridges and shit, dude. And like, I'm looking, and we're moving. His bike's just dialed in, dude, just on rail, dude. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, let's go. I love
Yeah.
it, dude.
I love grabbing a handful of throttle midway through the turn.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That-
Here we
Hell
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's all
Coming out
part
the
of it.
turn,
Let's
like,
go.
Here we go.
Yep.
Like,
For sure.
there's just something fun about it.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
It's making slow shit go fast.
That's it,
Like,
dude. I love it.
Do you get up in the canyons up there a good bit? Like up to Palomar? Are you getting up there?
I mean,
I mean, you're probably busy, but
yeah, that like prior to kids, that's all I would do on the weekends is go ride. You
Yeah.
know? So, I mean, I love doing some canyon riding. I don't do it too often, but when I do, like, I can hang.
yeah. Yeah.
For sure. For sure. For sure.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I'll never forget the one time I passed you on the outside on my sporty. when
Oh,
you were on your
dude.
Dyna.
I took the inside lane, and I was hooked in this turn. I think we are like entering the freeway or
Yeah,
something
it
that
was
day.
a
huh?
big roundabout, like one of those like 270 degree
So I
ones.
take the first line on the inside, dude, and I'm cooking. I'm in the inside, and the next thing I know, I see from the corner of my eye, and I'm like, this motherfucker, dude. I'm like, all right, I see you, Casey. It's like, I see you, motherfucker. Yeah,
Holy
dude.
shit, dude.
The
Yeah,
boy-
you're cooking
boy
it,
gets
passing
down,
him up
dude.
on the outside in a turn.
Yeah.
Boy
I'm
gets
not
down.
passing him up when he's bike's turned off. Like, I still ain't passing me.
Oh, dude, we've banged out there quite a few times,
Hey,
dude.
we're gonna talk about this too. I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit.
Ah, fuck.
We have decided that we're gonna chill a little bit.
Dude, okay, so
Can we talk about this?
we can talk about this, dude,
All right.
because the video I put up for Thanksgiving, I kind of almost shit the bed and kind of ruined Thanksgiving for all of us, dude. I swear, this one was so bad. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry, dude. So like me and my cousin are sitting at the table, we're roasting each other like bad, dude. And oh no, it's me and my nephew. I'm
you guys
sorry.
had a Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah, we don't talk
That
about
answers a lot of questions.
We keep that on the down low, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we eat fucking corn and turkey, motherfucker. No, but it was me and my nephew. We're sitting at the table just like roasting each other. Like everybody's sitting there eating and stuff. And then I'm like, you guys want to see something cool? And then like everybody's like, what's this guy about to do? And I look at my mom and my dad's sitting right across from me. I was like, I went down at like 105 miles an hour. And I just see his face, like in his hands, like dropping. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, and then my mom's like, "What?" You know, and I'm just like, "Oh shit, here we go, dude." Like, he's like, "I was just thinking, you know, you're done with these bikes right now, you know," and I'm just like,
No.
Dad.
Is there a video of it?
There's a lot of boys that are backing me up right now, and I got a lot of support right
At the
now.
track, it's a very different thing.
You
At
did
the
it at the
track,
best place
yeah.
possible.
100%.
Is there a video of it?
Of what?
Of you laying the bike down?
Nah.
Oh,
right.
okay.
I mean, that would I would like to see it because I don't know what the hell happened. You know?
Yeah, I don't remember shit.
If
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was, there'd be memes already.
Oh, so real quick, Taylor's like, "Hey, dude, you know the new sweaters that we just came out for you, Len?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna make you a custom one." He's like, "I'm just gonna put you upside down." And I was like, "You motherfucker, dude!" So funny, dude.
I forget who asked me. They were like, "You think it was too soon for that?" And I was like, "Nah."
Hell no,
It's like the
hell
day
no,
after.
dude. I'm like, dude, bring that shit. Let's go.
Because it's him on the sweater.
Yeah.
It's actually a picture of him.
You're like,
I mean,
dude,
it's alright. It
I
sounds like
have to have the
180.
upside down one, dude. I
He
have
needed
to.
that as he was exiting the hospital.
Just pillow. Yeah.
Dog, you talk about like worst phone call ever.
Oh,
Oh, right.
Bro, like I've had, it reminded me of like changing it up a little bit. I got a phone call one time, really, one of my brothers crashed a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
And I get this fucking phone call and he's just screaming. He's like, "Taylor, we crashed the aircraft." And I hear that conversation in my head every day. And I'm coaching T-ball 2 weeks ago, like, and this random Instagram page is calling me and I'm like, the hell? This is fucking weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, put it back in my pocket. Calls me back immediately. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I answer it. I'm like, hello? I'm like at second base. Like, you know what I mean? Like my pitcher's taking a nap at the T-ball
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
You know, I'm like, hello? And this female voice is like, "Taylor, this is Lenny's daughter." And I was like, fuck.
He already knew
dude.
right there.
Like,
Already knew right
I'm-
there.
Oh, dude. Like,
Yep.
that's not good.
That's not the phone call I want right now. Yeah.
Right away. You know
Yep.
this is going in a bad
Yep.
spot, you know? Lenny's upside down. And then, okay, not that this is funny, but the kind of funny part was like, I was texting you, right?
Yeah.
And this dude's a whole on fucking wildland firefighter, essentially. And he's in the ambulance, and I'm like, "Where are they taking you?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, okay, if he doesn't even have like the cognitive ability to be like, "Where are you taking me?" Then like,
I just came out of a wreck.
yeah, no, I
I
totally
was hurt.
But I was trying to gauge where
No, I
you were
know.
at, and I was like, "Okay, I think I know where he's at." Like,
Yeah.
And then it was funny because I was talking with like Dan. He's like, "I just talked to Lenny. He sounds normal," and I was like, "Okay, cool." And
Yeah.
then I'm asking your daughter, and she's like, "Yeah, he keeps asking me the same
Yeah,
question."
well,
and I
the,
was
the
like,
lights were on, my boy, but
dude.
nobody was home. My
You could
God,
like have full conversations, but then like didn't remember what he was talking about.
100%,
Like,
100%. Your boy got his noodle rattled
Yeah,
on that one.
that's what
dude.
happens, dude.
That's what happens. It's all part of the game, dude, for
yeah,
sure.
but at least it happened at the track. But what
It
we
did.
were getting into with this,
So I tell
we're gonna
them,
make you say it.
I tell them everything, dude, and like they're going off. You know what I mean? Like there's people leaving the table because like I just ruined some shit. You know what I mean? I'm just like, damn. And I'm like, no. But for reals, I was like, I just talked to all the boys and everything. Like, there's some deals going on with what everything's going, you know, with whatever's going on with us and stuff. I was like, I can't be doing what I'm doing out there anymore. Like, I can't. You know what I mean? And I get that. I realize that it's gonna be super fucking hard for me to really tame it, but I know where to put it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's where I need to put it. You know,
'Cause
like,
I mean, there's riding fast, and then there's doing what you were doing.
yeah,
And it's not the same thing.
no.
You know what I mean?
There
like,
isn't. It's not at all, dude.
Your
And
track
that was like
riding-
how we talked about on the last one. Like, that's so hard for me to turn off, dude. It really is, because that's what built this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what
But
I
it
came
built
to the
it
track
to get you to a different place.
exactly,
we're
and
at that
I
place.
need to leave that
Yeah.
place because I'm over here now. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I'm understanding.
Like a lot of people made it out of the gutter. Don't go back to the fucking gutter.
100%,
You know
my
what I
boy.
mean?
Like, you're about to get off the res, my boy. Like,
what
just-
you want to say here? Like, what are we doing?
No, but once I told him that, I'm like, look, this is how it's going. I'm only riding like this now there at the track. You know what I mean? And, I'm still going to go ride out and do rides with the boys and stuff, but I'm going to have to keep the tiger in the cage for sure.
The old pass a car game.
Yep.
That's usually where I start to check out when we're on 2-lane roads. And
Yep.
it's just going a little too wild. But like my kids will come into my head and be like, I just want to make it home. So like, I'll break off a little bit.
Yep. There's stuff I'll do and then there's just stuff I won't do. Like if it's just me or like somebody's in front of me or decent bit behind me and I have like a big wide open turn and I can see all the way through this turn and there's no traffic, I will take that turn as fast as I can.
Yep.
Now enter a car coming the other direction and I'm in this turn,
Different story.
I'm backing off.
Yeah.
And now enter a car in front of me and I'm really backing off.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it gets to a point where I'm just like, we're just going to ride. There's certain, if I don't have like complete, I don't want to say complete control because you never do.
Yeah.
But if I don't have the ability to control everything that I'm doing in this, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean?
See, and that's where that kind of comes into play for me. I love that feeling of not knowing. You know what I mean? Like not knowing what the fuck's gonna happen right there, dude. Like, and you figuring it out. You know what I mean? And like, I can't do that anymore though, dude.
we
I
gotta
really
slow down,
cannot,
dude.
dude. Like
we got to
for
slow down.
reals. Yeah.
It's tough when you're with a pack doing
That's
that.
really what
But
it
when
is,
you're just
too.
like just two people, then it's a little easier to
Yep.
get away with that. But when you're with a pack and there's like 20 people trying to pass these cars in 2-lane roads,
Yeah.
that's when it gets extra sketch.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. We were telling, I don't remember the guy on the Sporty's name, but we were ripping.
Trevor. Yeah,
Bro,
that dude's a savage.
He's a
Dude,
maniac.
Trevor's cool on that thing. And, even like I said too, David Karen, he's on a Sporty that's all chopped out. Like there's some boys out there that bang,
They're
dude.
just
I'm
screaming,
telling you,
dude.
there's some really talented riders.
I
want
to try to like really, I'd rather get like Ariel and Tony and these guys like on the track.
Yes.
Than
I mean, that's my ultimate goal. Like for
Yeah.
reals is to, now that I'm seeing what I need to do is, I need to start what I taught, teaching the guys what I know out there. I need to bring them to the track now.
Yeah, and then teach them there.
And teach them
You know what I
fucking
mean?
there. You know what I mean?
I feel
So-
like that's I'm not talking shit, like the responsible way to
No,
do it.
it is.
You know what I mean?
It really
Like,
is, though.
it's
I mean, we're all men here. That's exactly what it
it's
is,
the
dude.
way to do it,
100%, dude.
Because I don't I think about it too, and obviously like with what I did for a living for a long time, like what if that happened and I was behind you?
Right.
You
Yep.
wrecked at the best possible location and there was
Yep.
probably EMS there within a minute.
Yep.
What if it takes me 5 minutes to catch up to you and then I'm the one there?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That shit scares the
And
fuck
then we
out of me.
ride the mountains, so like resources are minimum 15, 20 minutes
Oh,
away.
at
So
least.
it's
And
like,
I've been noticing, dude, because I've been stopping at that roundabout a good bit. That
Yeah.
little liquor store, whatever it is
Yeah.
right there. I've been stopping there like more and more just because it's like a good little spot to stop before you hit the roundabout and get into the turns.
right.
So like if I need a water, if I grab a Snickers
Yeah.
bar, I would say 50% of the time that I'm there, an ambulance or a fire truck goes by.
Yep.
And I mean that. Like 50% of the time that I am there for 5 to 10 minutes
Yep.
to get a water. And you know
It's a
what's
motorcycle.
and you know it's a fucking motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like it's a fun road, it's a well-maintained road. It's not a super visible road. There's a lot
Yeah.
of blind turns going
Yep.
into there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we used to run TCs up there all the time, dude.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, that was the main call up there is motorcycle down. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, and it goes together though. Palomar's the biggest motorcycle road in Southern California. I feel like, you know what I mean. Everybody knows Palomar Mountain if you
Yeah.
have a motorcycle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it goes hand in hand. And on top of that, that road is no joke. Like
No.
that road will eat you up, dude.
I was gonna ask you the other day, we're talking about the big 3 horseshoes
Mhm.
going up. What gear are you in that? Because I feel like I'm in
For
between
real, that
gears.
depends if we're cooking, dude. If
I
I'm
feel like
coming
when
into
I'm
that
cooking,
for real,
I'm in between gears there.
I'm in third gear right there.
Okay.
I'm in third gear. Like if we're cooking.
Yeah, because I'm trying to go into it in third and I'm having to shift down
Right.
in that turn. Because it's
Downshift into second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You
it's
need a better tune.
Yes.
well, I'm sending it to Kevin, so it's gonna be right.
Yes.
But
Dude, well, that right there is like some real shit though, because even like riding track and stuff, you have to make adjustments, whether it's gearing or the tune itself, because the track's a lot longer. You know what I mean? So like all of that shit really does play into play, dude. Like if you have a shitty tune, you're not gonna know what gear you're coming into that. Well, every time, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I mean, if you got a good tune, you can just usually roll on the throttle in almost any gear,
the power should just be there when you want it. You know what I mean? That's the biggest key.
That's kind of like, because I'm in third, and then I'm getting too low, and then I'm in second, I'm kind of like too high.
Right.
In that one specific part, though.
Right.
There's like 3 giant horseshoe turns, and you guys both know what I'm talking about right away, right? Like heading up to Josie's.
My
up
parents' house is right there at Redgate Road. So.
Yeah, like it's 3 big horseshoe turns, and I'm like, you can't build up any speed really in between the turns because you're dropping right back into the next one. So you can a little bit, but not real speed enough to shift.
Yeah.
And then by the time
that's
you're
where
halfway
you should
through
just be able to like chop it. You know what I mean? Like just be able to chop it. Like if it's a good tune, you should just be able to chop it and then let off and then
carry it back in.
Carry it back in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been trying to figure that one spot out on for like 4 months, dude.
That's my
I go
shit.
in there and I'm like, we're gonna carry through third, and then halfway through the second one, I'm like, we gotta get in second. I'm like,
bro,
God damn it, dude.
I'm carrying you through that one now, dude.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the one. That's the next one.
Because, dude, I think I'm like, here it comes.
Yeah.
And like, I know what I'm doing.
Yep.
And then it doesn't work. Like every time, dude. But, yeah.
It's fucking super fun riding with people that know how to ride though, dude. Like that's the funnest.
Like just thinking about
shit.
that kind of shit.
Oh, dude,
like,
I love that shit. I love it.
It's the best.
It really is, dude. Like even right now, like I know I'm riding with fucking Casey right now. You know what I mean? Like I know we're gonna get it. And
this is gonna be fun.
And I'm tail ending him, dude. And I don't do that a lot. You know what I mean? I'm just like, fuck. I trust everything. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Dude. I love that shit.
Well, where can people find you, man?
Temecula, California is where the shop's located. Instagram, got a website, cafescustoms.com. Google, Yelp.
He's got a good Yelp review, 5 stars.
Yeah.
Not only that, too, you started doing your own parts and stuff, too, now.
Oh, yes. I guess I didn't talk about that.
Well, let's get into that.
Yeah, no. I launched some hard parts. Gosh, it feels like 2 years ago, maybe a little longer. I have some really rad mid-control spacers for a dyno that really make for a more comfortable ride. They give you more leverage on peg steering. And I'm not like a wheelie stunt guy, but all the guys who do the wheelie stunts that run them talk about how much better it is when they're doing their left foot hooks on the left peg. I got a really cool chain roller for Softail M8s, working on a dyno one. Also have floorboard spacers for baggers, which that's game changer too.
I need that.
Yes, you do.
Because I'm like hugging my tank a little bit.
Oh yeah, once you can get the floorboard spaced out, again, like more leverage on peg steering coming out of the turns, you just push with your opposite foot and it just lifts the bike right up.
Okay, I'm gonna order that.
Yeah, no, they're rad. Got them for Softail M8s too. I have my own adjustable link for doing alignments. Gosh, I feel like I'm missing. Oh, front engine mount spacer for dyno. I don't know. I feel like there's a few more things, but yeah, I got a little hard parts line.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Which
Congrats.
is pretty rad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Even that itself, like that's moving some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That's a game
Oh
changer.
yeah,
That's
the
a game
oil cooler
changer.
covers. But
Yep.
yeah, that's where I want to see the shop go. Is like more parts development.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
There
See,
you
that's
go.
fucking rad.
Round back to your
Yeah.
question.
Hey, we came full circle on that.
We
Yeah.
came super full circle on that one.
Yeah.
Life is like a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, even when I heard that you got the dyno tuner in there, dude, I'm just like, yo. I was like, I know what
I
kind
wasn't
of
sure if we
guy-
should like really talk about that, or is that like a secret?
What, dyno tuning?
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean it's kind of. I feel like it's what I'm more known for nowadays. You know, because I actually only got the dyno thinking I was gonna just be tuning the bikes that.
Have you
I
not
like.
had any issues like with the state?
I mean, not not yet.
Okay.
We're gonna move this dyno tuner to the reservation, so there's no problem.
I was like, I didn't want to like actually bring that up specifically.
Yeah, no, I mean it's all meant for off highway use and
okay.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, of course.
You know, if we sign this waiver, you know,
You're
like,
good.
it's meant for the track. You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, even circling back to the track, like that video of you last year pulling the whole shot.
Yes,
Dude.
Like,
yes.
dude, like
That was the tune. Like,
That was so sick.
yeah,
I was
sorry we didn't
screaming.
get to do that this time, but
Bro.
we're
Hey.
coming back harder this time.
I was
This next
screaming
one-
when you did that.
Dude.
I was
Oh,
like,
dude,
that was
just
so
every
fucking
gear.
sick. Yep.
And it wasn't even the biggest motor.
No,
you
it was
know?
a fucking 107 with a cam.
Bro, there was water cooled motors on that line, dude. We left. We
Yeah.
left. Dude.
We were gone.
We were gone.
Well, that's why I say it's the tune. The
Yeah.
tune. And I never realized how great a tune could be till like I started getting into it. You know, because I spend a lot of time in like lower RPM areas, like getting the tune dialed. But once it's dialed, like, oh man, it's hitting like a 450 dirt bike. And
Yeah.
you know, I'm a thrill seeker. I'm a rider, so like I'm literally just like tuning them how I would want them tuned. And
Yeah.
like, I mean, there's quite a few times where people are like, "Hey, can we tone this down a little bit? I wasn't expecting this much."
Yeah.
Or, you know, or like,
Good
can you
problem
make
to
the
have.
throttle not as responsive? You know?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of hard to ride right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but,
Chopping in the turns.
well, I usually just tell them like just shift up a gear, you know.
Yeah.
When you would usually be in second, be in third or fourth, and
Yeah.
it won't be as like
Yeah.
dramatic.
And then you can eventually kind of grow into your own bike.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
It'll give it some room to grow.
Yeah.
yeah, but I love
Yeah, I
it.
knew once you got that though, I was like, he's gonna take off with it. I know what kind of guy he is, like, and he's just that's gonna be the next thing. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
now I got like I think a total of 16 different shops that send bikes to me for tuning.
Holy shit.
I mean, you know, they're not all doing it every day, but it's like really
There's a
like,
network.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I could be the difference for them, you know, in the sense like,
Right.
you know, they're installing the motor work or whatever, but if the tune isn't, you know, awesome, then you know the
That motor
motor
work's
work
not-
might not gonna look awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if the tune's awesome, then whatever they did is just gonna look really good for their customer.
Right.
It's
a whole
really
experience.
It's a one-shop place, like, you know, one-stop place. Like,
Yeah.
you if you got something going on, dude, like,
That's the place
it's gonna
to go.
get figured out.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, and then like I always tell people, you get what you pay for with shit like that. You know what I mean? 100%. Like, if you want it done half-assed, you're gonna go to a half-assed place. You know what I mean? But if you want it done right, it's gonna take some skill.
We
and
know
some
plenty of
time,
those.
dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being straight up about it for real is like that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I want to see clients get a good return on their investments because if they get a good return on investment, then you know they're not coming back to get something repaired. They're coming back for the next investment or you know the next experience. Like you know, and that's the ideal goal is like get the bike set up to them where they're just adding gas and then they can save up for whatever it is they want to do next.
Right.
You know, the
Right.
least amount of backtracking.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's fucking rad, man. You got it going on, dude.
Oh, thank you, man.
And so if you're in California, come to Casey's Cafe's Customs. I'm sorry. His name is Casey.
His
Fuck
name's
that up.
Casey
Casey's
Cafe,
Customs Cafe. Where'd Cafe come from?
Dude, so it's actually an acronym for my first and last name. So being in the dealership, the work orders, they would use the first two letters of your first and last name. So my name's Casey Fernandez, and I'd always sign the work orders like this, Cafe.
Cafe.
So like that's a
Okay.
Ain't that rad?
That's tight.
That's rad, dude.
That's like a really cool story. Yeah,
It's,
all right.
so it just kind of stuck. And then when I became a parts manager, the owner at the time didn't want two people with the same name out on the floor to make it easier. And there's already a guy named Casey there. So he's like, well, you got a nickname? I'm like, yeah, Cafe. And just kind of ran with it.
Ran with it.
And people like, you know, like they're like, oh, okay.
That's tight, dude.
So yeah, it's just,
yeah.
but it's funny because I get a lot of phone calls for metric bikes or like Cafe cruisers. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
like,
I
it's
don't
not
work
that.
on
It's
any
not
of
that
those.
tight, dude. I'm sorry, man. Like,
So the whole branding and shop is very misleading for what I actually do.
yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. I think I kind of thought of that the first
Yeah.
time I heard Cafe's Custom. I was like, what's he fucking working on over there?
Just hot rods.
Yeah, right. Like, what's
Still
going on
hot
here,
rods.
dude? Fuck yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, man.
No,
I
thanks
appreciate
for
it.
having me.
Crushed
Yeah,
like
we
an
should
hour
do it
20
again.
right there. Yeah, I'm down. We'll do it. Fuck whenever.
Yeah.
I think Lenny's gonna start coming out all the time. So
Let's go.
fuck yeah. Appreciate you, brother.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
Appreciate
right.
you.
See you, Lenny.
Thank you,
Yep.
Dweezy.